On Safar the 29th, 1168 Anno Hijri, 15th of December 1754, a Marathan Quran teacher God blessed with a child to be named Usman. The Usman grew to be a great reformer, to have established what became the most populous empire in Western Sudan, that is, West Africa, later by his 60s. Earliest, his teacher was his father, Madam Muhammad Fodio. Later, Usman would travel for education, a devout pursuit of Islamic knowledge, to near and far places such as Anagadus in the Sahara on their north. This took him to scholars like Muhammad Sambo, Muhammad Raji, Hashim al-Zamfari, and Sheikh Jubril bin Umar to obtain philosophy, theology, and the Islamic law, thus becoming ready for what was said in the Arabic, Amru bil Ma'ruf wa Nahyi anil Munkar, enjoining the right and forbidding the wrong, especially from the Usman Biduris and the Sheikh Jubril's trainings. Maratta was an early Fula village under the jurisdiction of the then rising state of Gobir, that itself and the counterpart of Zamfara and Ahir had been facing one another in war, and altogether then the most militaristic kingdom of Kebbi, including by combined assault, which made the Gobir and Zamfara under Serki or King, the Babari and Faskari respectively, a contrast of twin powers against the Kebbi they would soon defeat. Gobir, not only in the Rima Basin area, but in the whole of Hausa land, began to emerge as the most powerful state. Within about a couple of decades, destroying the power of Zamfara under Serki Mairoki, Serki Babari, from his nascent capital of Gobir, Al-Kalawa, had been mounting many expeditions against Kano, Katsina, Kawa, and a distant Shira, which was under the Kanuri Empire there during the reign of Sefawa dynasty, who suffered their own trade from mysterious warfare with Bulala people. Magicians, Muslims with capability of working miracles, including subordinate kings to the state of Gobir, became constantly busy as their army, muskets, and cavalry counterparts. Some of them, as was told of Kano, had probably forecasted jihad from what they could see, given those common Hausa cultures, and even among the Islamic Kanim, a rather Islam, paganism, superstitious belief, and to do with the mice, and under the Gobir and its subjects, sheer injustice, illegal taxes, confiscation of properties, compulsory military service, gift-taking, bribery, enslavement of other Muslims, nudity, mixing of men and women, dancing at bridal feasts, inheritance of the parent wives, among other un-Islamic customs, of all of which people were being warned by the few Muslim clerics in pitches in and around the Hausa land were taking place. Same was true among the Fulbe-speaking rural communities. Particularly in Degel, Shehu, as the Usman, then having been educated, was respectfully referred to, was teaching and preaching Islam among the Fulbe and the peasantry already with some Islamic awareness in his Dagel of Gobir, Zamfara, Kebbi, and as far as to Illo across the river Niger by 1187 Nano Hijri, 1774. Shehu could first only offer admonitions to those who cared to come to his sessions. When his followers and disciples grew, he began to invite even the ruling class to the preaching of the true Islam. Then he invited Serki Bawa of Gobir, who agreed to observe the true Islam and establish justice in that great kingdom. With such a backing, Sheikh Usman and his disciples had as converts and pupils even from among future kings of the Gobir itself, including Yakubu, Nafata, and Yunfa, through whose reigns conflict with the Shehu summat and erupted eventually. After Serki Yakubu and during Serki Nafata, an order was given that nobody has information to preach Islam except only probably Shehu himself. Nobody should wear a turban and no woman should wear any hijab or veil. That was indeed an attempt by Serki Nafata to draw a battle line between the kingdom and the Shehu's Islamic community. In Gobir, the notable Shehu disciple Abdul Salam and his followers were forced to leave by Serki Nafata. They went away and stayed at Gimbana near Zamfara River till the end of the Nafata's reign, when Yunfa himself became Serki. Yunfa ordered Abdul Salam to return to Gobir, but Abdul Salam and his followers ignored the directive and thus offended Serki, who consequently sent an army to attack them. The army attacked them at their abode in Bana. The attack left many Abdul Salami followers killed and several others taken captives. On its way back, the Gobir's army came to pass through the Shehu's town of Begel. The Shehu's followers in Begel felt too affronted and ambushed the army, setting the prisoners free, something that infuriated Serki the more. So he too ordered Shehu to vacate Begel. On the day 10 of Dhul-Qa'dah, 1218 Anno Hijri, February the 21st, 1804, Shehu made a hijrah, a migration along with his followers to Gudu. Since 6 years ago, the Shehu's followers had been asked to hold weapons for self-defense and were then familiar with the Shehu's Masa'il Muhimma, an Arabic for the decision points, that the foundation of the religion of Islam is the application of Sharia law. It is incumbent upon Muslims to follow an imam or a caliph. Hijrah from the land of unbelief to the land of Islam is obligatory. Those who support the unbelievers should be regarded as unbelievers, and jihad against the unbelievers as well as the apostates murtadun is obligatory. Then Serki Yunfa declared war against Shehu and his supporters. In the words of the Shehu's brother Abdullah Fodio, they were sending armies against us, and since it became serious, we gathered together and appointed the Sheikh, who had been our Imam and our Amir, as our commander. They were made up for a defensive holy war or jihad. The Mujahideen from Gudu had to face Gobirawa. They moved and sacked Matankari, a town offensive similarly to the Shehu community, and the Birnun Kwalni, from where they had Serki at the head of a large army, was on his way to attack their base, Gudu. Outnumbered, far ill-equipped, under the Abdullahi Fodio, the Mujahideen hurriedly went back to be able to only face Yunfa by Tapchum Kopto for a battle of Tapchum Kopto, a major military engagement that gave the Mujahideen a moral booster, routing the Gobir army, forcing Yunfa to flee and carrying the day. After the battle of Tapchum Kopto, Shehu wrote Wathiqa Ahl al-Sudan, which was another version of Masail Muhimma, and a declaration of a large-scale jihad throughout and beyond the Hausa land. First, Birnin Kebbi was the first to fall in 1219 Anno Hijri, 1805, and the jihad kept taking its course that in 1221 Anno Hijri, 1807, Katsina, Daura, and Kano fell. In 1222 Anno Hijri, 1808, Al-Qalawa fell, and Yunfa was slain. The Mujahideen, with then new capital of Sokoto as Sokoto Caliphate, went further into Kanem Empire and sacked Gazagamu, ended Sefawa dynasty, and led to the emergence of Muhammad Al-Amin Al-Kanabi, whose descendants would keep ruling Bornu later. Both the Sokoto Caliphate and Kanem would cover what would later be part of Nigeria, Cameroon, Chad, Niger, and Libya. But then, part of the Bornu was carved into Hadejia, Katagum, and Misau, undergone several visions, such as with Abdul Qadir Jilani, who he saw initiating him to Qadiriya. Coming back to him, Shehu resigned and withdrew into private life of asceticism and scholarship with his son Muhammad Bello, a caliph of the Sokoto, and his brother Abdullahi Fodio, the emir of Gondu. Jihad never stopped, and other captures were Bauchi, Gombe, Adamawa, Muri, all Oyo Empire, and the Ilorin, all of which became emirates paying allegiance to the caliphate. Shehu passed away in 1232 Anno Hijri, 1817, but the empire went on and survived the advent of the British Empire and beyond. There were 11 caliphs in Sokoto, and the 12th was on seat when the British Empire intruded at the beginning of the 20th century. Though the Great Britain established a government, it allowed the caliphate and other emirates to continue to exist, but only as indirect agents of its own making. Yet, in 1960, 1380 Anno Hijri, when the tired Britain went out, and still the basic features and social functions established by those jihads did not all change, even as though the whites made indirect control of the people through them. The present Caliph of the Sokoto is Sultan Abubakar Sa'ad II, and the Sultanate of Borno is Shehu Abubakar bin Umar Garbai, both of whom, among the others, by the 2021 1442 Anno Hijri, despite their Islamic status, have witnessed a complete decade of terrorizing attacks by groups clamoring to establish new Islamic states, such as the Islamic State West African Province, ISWAP. My name is Ahmad Gwani Mikhail.